Prediction segment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Prediction segment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll work on it. Guys, welcome to the hottest show in sports. The show that anyone is talking about. I'm speaking, of course, about league predictions. Week 16, the semi-special. Guys, and of course, as always, we're brought to you by Bud Light. And this week, we actually have a special sponsor, which is Shaw's Law from Route 25 in Riverhead. Mo and the gang know what they're doing. If you go there, tell them Oscar sent you. You will not be disappointed. All right, guys, on to before I get to the matchups, I want to give a quick little bio of the four teams. Oh, and by the way, we'll not be speaking about Barker as of right now because they're bums and they don't deserve, no, because we actually have a segment coming right up just to give that game its proper due justice. I want to make sure that that it's really explored. I don't want to just jump over the little things. So we'll get to that in a sec, but in the meantime, let's just talk about the guys who are participating today. Of course, we got to start off with the old man, Keith, the vet, the man who maybe has a hard time getting up in the morning, but he, a guy who's probably past his prime. Best days are probably behind him. But listen, he knows all the tricks of the trade. He's been in this business for years. He's had a long and prosperous career, so he knows how to get around. He knows a lot of people. He has too much knowledge to be let go of. So, he's dangerous. The man is dangerous. He's got the wisdom, but and then on the other matchup, we got Bart, who is, let's be honest, he's in the prime. He's in the prime of his career. The guy knows everything. He has a long and extensive knowledge of the industry, and also is just shaking and baking. Knows a bunch of people. He's a winner right now. He's a guy who you want on your team. So those are obviously the two vets, the two people that we're not surprised to see in this position. But then we have the two expansion teams, which, to be honest, are a surprise. Usually they get to the playoffs and they do good during the regular season heroes, but then they get to the playoffs where there's a little bit of pressure and they just kind of fold like camping chairs. So, but hey, listen, they just got their first win, which I don't know if you guys know, not everybody can get. Maybe some would say maybe it's because of this weird home field advantage that, for whatever reason, only exists in the playoffs, and it's like 10 points in the first round and 5 after. Even though it doesn't exist in the regular season. Very, very strange. I don't know why they do that, but it's a conversation for another time. But anyway, so on to our first matchup. Our first matchup, we have the homie Josh Dugas, who team, as I've said before, maybe you missed it. It's not very good, but guys, I gotta be honest. He made it this far. I gotta give him credit. He could have gave up. He could have, disappeared, but he didn't. So I gotta give him credit for that. Listen, he's doing better than me. Proud of the man, and he's just he's scrappy too, and that's why. And here's the thing, like Bart's been, he's been a little bit high on himself lately. He's been. Really, it's just me. I guess I'm probably still annoyed that that the public won that week that we bet. But no, his team, he's a real deal. He's been, as everyone says, team's a wagon. So I'm not even gonna look at the matchups. We've all examined it. We've broken it down to a fine powder. We know what each of these two guys have to offer. But I will say, it's interesting when you get to these matchups. All of a sudden, teams that you didn't think looked that great, now you look at them, you're like, oh, they're actually pretty good. So I gotta say, I wouldn't be shocked if Dugas wins. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would not be shocked. And I'm rooting for chaos. So let's have at it, guys. Obviously, I'm gonna pick Bart, but don't sleep on my man Josh. Josh, I love you. Next, we have our a matchup that's a lot closer on paper. A matchup between Mr. June, the Gopi God, and versus Keith, my man Keith. Guys, with this one, it looks super close. I mean, I think I remember seeing that the Keith doesn't have anybody. He's missing a flex player, and that's obviously because most of his other options are playing tomorrow, and the only other two options he has would be like Kareem Hunt and I don't know, somebody else who he wasn't going to play today anyway. So, what's the name? The other Devonta Smith from the Eagles, who is really good. Just actually lately, I guess you've been able to rely on him, but without the quarterback, without Hurts, you can't just put that out there. So, hey, who does he have left? He has Judy as an option. he has Mike Evans as an option, and he has Watson as an option. So he'll probably go with Evans, though he's probably thinking about Judy, but Evans is probably the safer bet. So I'll assume that he's getting that. And I think Evans, what does he have? It's like, I think he's like projected for like 10.6, 10 point, I think it's 10.7. So I'll assume, so yeah, so it's going to be like, I think June is like 119 point something projected, and then Keith is like, I think like, so with Evans it'd be like 118.7, something like that. So so yeah, awfully close on paper. But guys, I don't know if I want to call this chalk. I'll call this potential chalk. There's just way more boom potential in June's team. Like, yes, both teams are very good, but if you look at, okay, I can't, you can, I have a hard time finding 30 points on Keith's team. Not impossible, like from a single player. I have a hard time seeing any of them just boom, especially this year. Like, for instance, Dobbins, he's still just coming back. Herbert, I think he had less than 10 points last week. He is very good, but he's playing a Titans team in really a trap matchup that I actually took Titans plus 3.5. So, whoa, I said that wrong. No, actually, I'm combining a couple different games. No, Titans were playing against, I believe, was it the Panthers? I forget about it. But no, it was Chargers are playing against somebody, and I do think that's a trap game. No, I'm thinking Colts. I don't remember, but anyway, I would say yeah. So in any case, Herbert, I can't see him getting 30. I can't see Dobbins, even Saquon this year. I can't see it. Schultz is Schultz. Who else? Even Evans. Mike Williams is the only guy you can see like exploding, but you have a better chance predicting a lottery than you do fucking predicting a Mike Williams outing. So whereas on the other side you have, although I do like the Pacheco move. Pacheco, not like you have a ton of options, but I do think Pacheco's going to run wild today against that shitty Seattle run D. But you got Folk in the gang. But June, man. June kind of looks good this week. I mean, he's got Mahomes who can go off at any moment. He has, sorry, I keep flipping back and forth, but I'm thinking about, like, Keith does have Higgins, who I do like. But June has just way more guys that can go off. I mean, Kittle hasn't done 30 this year, but he can do it. Like I mentioned, Mahomes, the Sun God is a fucking problem. Nick Chubb, although today Nick Chubb, I don't know if he's going to do much. It's going to be a run game. Dude, that game, Cleveland versus, who was it? Versus, I think versus New Orleans. That game is the lowest total projected points. That's the lowest total that you can bet on. It's like 31.5. It's the lowest in 10 years. So I obviously took the under. Didn't put a lot on it though, because it's 31 is fucking low. But it's going to be a run game. It's going to be an ugly game. Do not watch it. Please do not watch it. So with that said, yeah, the answer is June. Could Keith win? Of course, especially with that 5-point, home field advantage. But I see it. June would be. I think anybody looking at this, you would guess. I figure he has at least a 55% chance, which I'll bet on every fucking day of the week. So it's June, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of cool that we're gonna have some minority representation in the finals for once. So let's go June. All right, boys, that's all for now. Stay tuned, because up next is the Barker special. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave you with a prediction for today's slate of games. Actually, I'm gonna give you guys two, so I'm feeling generous. Although one is kind of unfair because I got the best of the number, and that's San Fran versus the Washington Commanders. Guys, it's Brock Purdy. It's been fun. It's been fun watching him. It's been a nice little surprise, nice little run. But now teams have tape on him, so I don't expect him to keep getting these same dicks and ducks. Now they know what his patterns are. They know where his hot routes usually go. So they're going to be anticipating him a little bit more than they have in the past. So there's no way, even if I'm wrong, as far as the total, the game is not going to look the same as it's looked. He'll look a little more human. So at 7, I fucking loved it at 7. Commandos at 7. But I think I saw now it's moved to 6.5. I got it at 7. I'd buy up the point. Because let's be honest, Commanders are looking low right now. The public is betting the Niners right now, especially after last week. Even though if you think about it, the Commanders were beating the Giants most of that game. They just had a couple things not go their way, so I think this game will be closer than it's. Especially now, Chase Young is. I think Chase Young is supposed to play, so Purdy's going to have a little more pressure on him. So I would take that. That bet. I would take the. I'd buy a point and maybe even take it 7.5. Commandos and just and have a good time. Although it won't be pretty to watch, but just trust me. And then next, I love this number when it was like a 4, 3.5. And that is, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's ugly, but Patriots versus Bengals. Now listen, the Bengals are right now as high as they can be. I don't think they're going to get to the championship just because it looks so much like that's going to happen that it's not going to happen. But right now, so that's part of the reason why I'm taking them right now. They're going to sleepwalk against the Patriots. Patriots looked fucking terrible last week. I mean, just so bad. And listen, I'm a Jets fan, so I'm with you guys. That Thursday game was hard to get through. But I'm betting on you guys this week because for a couple things. 3 things. The optics of the game. Public obviously loves the Bengals. Bengals actually been covering for the public a lot this year. So I don't expect that to stop anytime soon. And then we're on to Cincinnati. I'm just reading Nate's text just came up on top. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so it's the optics of it, and then the weather. It's gonna be quite windy, so I think that kind of helps Belichick defense in that I'll see maybe Joe won't be as accurate today. And then really the big thing is that 2 key players for the Bengals are hurt, and that's Henderson. I think he's the D end, and their safety Trey. Forgot his fucking name, Trey something, but he's good. He has a broken wrist. He might play, but he'll have a club, so he's not going to be the same. So I don't think they'll get the same pressure. Because that's the thing, they've been getting so much pressure, especially with DJ Reader, he'll still have a game, but maybe they'll be able to key in on him and then not worry as much about the other guys. So I think Belichick can keep this game close. So if you wanna let it fly, maybe buy out the points. I think that one went down. As well. So take 3.5 or better. Ride with the Patriots. I know it feels gross, especially coming from me, but I mean it. So, all right, guys. I'll be back soon with the Barker coverage, and till then, say hi to your families. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys got what you wanted, and if you didn't, it's probably because you didn't deserve it. So, peace.